Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the best VR headsets in the market for 2021. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these VR headsets, you can check out the links in the description below. Before we start, I have a question for you guys. Which VR headset are you using right now, and what is your opinion on it? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. HTC Vive Pro. Best for most people. The Vive Pro has everything we wanted in HTC's original VR headset, but it's incredibly expensive, especially if you need to buy new accessories. At this point, it's clearly only meant for VR professionals. Most importantly, there's a new head strap system. It's similar to the deluxe audio accessory HTC released a year after the Vive's debut, which added headphones and replaced the original head straps. It's a huge improvement over what HTC launched with 2 years ago, which involved using 3 separate Velcro straps to secure the Vive to your head. That was functional but incredibly clunky, and coupled with the additional weight of the original headset, tough to wear comfortably for extended periods. The Vive Pro, on the other hand, balances the weight of the headset well, similar to Sony's PlayStation VR. One of my favourite HTC Vive titles is Budget Cuts, a stealth assassination game that utilises the motion controllers and Portal mechanics. It's the only headset that's finished and isn't waiting for another hardware update or peripheral release. Its built-in headphones are also hard to miss. They have a generous amount of padding and can be adjusted easily. While they may make the headset look a bit overstuffed, they're far more convenient than the earbuds on the Vive, which was just another wire to deal with. And they're certainly better than trying to juggle larger headphones with an already oversized VR headset. Audio purists might disagree, we get it, you really like your Grados, but a built-in design makes more sense for VR. Number 4. Oculus Rift S. Best for PC. When Oculus first started out as a company 3 years before debuting the Oculus Rift S, founder Palmer Luckey had a vision that virtual reality was headed for integrated mainstream fame. To that end, he kickstarted the Oculus Rift, one of the first head-mounted displays for VR. His production company Oculus would later make head-mounted displays, or HMDs, for Samsung, the Samsung Gear, but the Oculus Rift was smartphone agnostic, which meant that it could run without a smartphone slotted into the headgear. The minimum specs for VR are an Intel Core i3-6100, AMD Ryzen 3 1200, FX 4350 or greater processor, a graphics card that equals or surpasses an NVIDIA GTX 960 or AMD R9 290, at least 8GB of RAM, and a DisplayPort 1.2 or mini DisplayPort with included adapter. The Oculus Rift S improves on the previous Rift headset with a sharper screen and a camera array that doesn't require external sensors. The use of pass-through cameras on the headset is another big improvement. Instead of estimating where your obstacles are in the real world to tell the VR headset where your boundaries are, you literally just look at the room around you through the headset's cameras. This makes it easy to change up your boundaries if, for instance, you keep accidentally smacking your hand on a table so hard your fingernail turns purple. Just hypothetically, of course. It's also great if you're taking the headset somewhere else or just to a different room. Number 3. Sony PlayStation VR. Best for PlayStation owners. PlayStation VR is an affordable introduction to quality VR. Many of the experiences aren't as crisp as the ones found on the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, but for a system that uses a PS4 instead of an expensive PC gaming rig, we're not complaining. Plus, a recent price reduction makes it even more appealing. The word on the Sony street is that PSVR 2 will tie into the PlayStation 5 release, as the headset could take advantage of the new console's upgraded hardware. As for the headset itself, it's possible it could house an ultra-high resolution display that boasts 1001 pixels per inch. Fingers crossed. Sony is certainly serious about virtual reality. We've had solid evidence that it's committing a great deal of time and energy to VR development by the PlayStation VR games that have been released, and those yet to come. The PlayStation VR also has some well-known names coming to its software library. If you want to be specific about it, PlayStation VR can handle 1080p games on its 920 by RGB by 1080 OLED display at either 90Hz, meaning that the image refreshes itself 90 times per second, or at 120Hz, depending on the VR game or application. And for those concerned about latency, Sony says that PlayStation's VR response rate is locked in at around 18 milliseconds, which is about 0.002 seconds faster than the highest acceptable latency before you'd notice the lag in VR. Number 2. Valve Index Best High-End Headset. Gaming company Valve pioneered VR as we know it today, creating a sophisticated tracking system and prototyping several headsets. It runs the popular Steam VR platform and it's partnered with HTC on the Vive system. But until now, it hadn't actually produced a VR headset. For people who spend a lot of time in VR, this one offers solid visuals, thoughtful hardware design, and the coolest VR controllers on the market. Like several other companies, Valve is also experimenting with speaker-based audio systems. The Index features 2 speakers that look a lot like headphones, but they sit about an inch away from your ears, projecting sound without actually pressing against your head. That's very comfortable in long VR sessions, and it sounds richer and more realistically ambient than the Oculus Rift or Quest strap-based speakers. These headsets all share one basic problem though. Everybody can hear exactly what you're doing from several feet away. I'm willing to accept that sacrifice on a cheaper product, and you can always plug your own headphones into the Index. But since the Index is a top-of-the-line system aimed at people who want loud, intense gaming experiences, or who work in professional settings, I wish Valve had looked for a slightly more discreet solution. Number 1. Oculus Quest 2 Best Standalone Headset. Following up the Oculus Quest wasn't going to be an easy task, but the Oculus Quest 2 improves upon its successor across the board. In fact, it's our pick for the best overall VR headset. The Quest 2 looks otherwise very similar to the Quest. It's a little smaller than its predecessor, but both headsets have the same rounded plastic front, each corner studded with an outward-facing tracking camera. With a slicker, more intuitive design, faster performance and better resolution, the Oculus Quest 2 delivers the best VR experience you can have without needing a powerful PC or loads of cables. All Oculus Quest apps work on Oculus Quest 2, and for the time being at least, any new applications will be backwards compatible with the original Quest. The range of inventive ideas on show is delightful, though we'd still like to see a more consistent cadence to big game releases on the platform. It ditches the plain black of its predecessor and is 10% lighter, and the Quest 2's light grey design is highlighted by a black face strap and a quartet of camera sensors that make it look simple, fun and inviting all at once. Improved audio and overall specs boot further between the VR package. It's a wondrous experience losing yourself in the Quest 2, letting you really live within and feel connected to the games that you play. Buying guide. Space needs. One of the big features you're getting with high-end headsets is the ability to move or even walk through space. The standard way to do this, used by Oculus and Sony, is to put LEDs or some other set of markers on the headset, then track them with an external camera. This kind of positional tracking is very effective, but how far you can move in it depends on how much space the camera can capture. PlayStation VR mostly lets you lean, crouch and shift around. The Rift can let you move a few feet in any direction, though we've only seen this done with multiple tracking cameras. Resolution and refresh rate. Resolution and refresh rate go together. A good resolution wouldn't mean much if the refresh rate is terrible. For a fast-paced VR, 90Hz is the minimum requirement. If the game you're playing is not particularly intense, you can manage with 70Hz. When your VR headset takes too long to refresh, you'll begin to notice motion sickness. A field of view basically provides you an idea of how immersive a particular VR headset is. Controllers. Tethered headsets tend to be more focused on video games than the rest of the pool, and both the Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR make frequent use of gamepads. The Oculus Rift will ship with an Xbox One controller, which will be the primary method of using the system at launch. PSVR uses PlayStation 4 controllers for several experiences, but the thing that really sets these high-end headsets apart is their motion controllers, which let you do everything from play realistic virtual ping pong to paint in 3 dimensions.